listening to the Play to Win podcast.
Welcome to Play to Win the podcast. I'm Adam Epstein from Podcast Village in Washington, D.C. The Super Bowl happened this weekend, and I got $400 richer. Let me tell you why. I spent the entire weekend with my guys from Podcast Village creating a video for ESPN The Undefeated about the year of the black quarterback. And I knew I didn't spend all this time editing for no reason. There was divine intervention that Andy Reid was going to eat his cheeseburgers and celebrate the Super Bowl. So I put all my money in. I put my rent for the month of February on the line. And Patrick Mahomes got it done in the final 6 minutes to turn a 20-10 deficit into a 31-20 win. I'm Adam Epstein, joined by Bryan Lawrence and Joey DeRosa.
I was at Pamplona with you. Why? Because we hosted a party and it was popping. And I can confirm, this guy was sweating.
He was sweating, he was sauced up, he was loving life, and what a win for you, Adam. Hyped.
Let's get things started with dude food. What are the guys from Play to Win munching on? Where are we taking our dates? Well, this week's theme is leftovers. And guys, I gotta tell you about my mom's pesto. Because actually, the day of, it's terrible. You can taste too much of the nuts. The basil is way too prevalent. Mom, your pasta sucks. But 3 days after, it's the best pasta known to mankind. It's like you're Italian, even though you're Jewish. I love it. I don't know how you do it. So my mom's pesto is the best leftovers.
I would never say to my mother that her pasta sauce or any of her food sucks. So Mrs. Epstein, I apologize for your son. I'm sure it's delicious.
What happens is the garlic, the onions, the seasoning all kind of seep in, break down overnight, and it makes it better. But we're forgetting something. This is dude food. I want my pizza the next day on the countertop, not cold like 42 degrees refrigerator cold. I'm talking about just like that nice, even room temperature. Next day, I'm punishing pizza. I'd actually prefer it over a hot, fresh slice.
So you don't even eat it. You don't even heat it up at all after that.
Nope.
See, I like cold pizza. I do like cold pizza as a leftover, but like medium warm pizza, like I don't want to know what that sausage is doing to your inside.
It's working great.
Yeah, so if I'm doing that, I will eat it hungover like that, but if I feel like I'm going to have the cold pizza, if I'm just going to come out of the fridge, just like let's just grab it on a Monday. But for me, I'm going to go to the coup de grace of these, the Thanksgiving dinner leftovers. Usually on Thanksgiving, I'm a little hungover from the Wednesday night before, so the Thanksgiving dinner's a little Friday, Saturday, when I put that turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, and it's just delicious, and I love it, and that's my leftover.
So this guy gets to choose Thanksgiving? Like, everybody likes Thanksgiving leftovers.
This was an option.
He didn't choose anything good, like.
What are you doing with these leftovers? Are you making a sandwich?
I will tell you what's bad leftovers is fried foods. Like, those never heat up the right way. Fries, in particular, are always soggy.
Thank you. Fries are the worst leftovers
but I'll tell you
of all
this,
time.
I've done it.
Throw them on a pan and broil it for like 5 minutes, and it'll be crispy again.
No, they're not as good.
Sometimes you just don't have enough time to heat up the oven. Let's move on to the player of the week. Who are the guys from Play to Win support? Who is kicking ass on the court or the field this week? I gotta go with my local guy, the Washington Wizards rookie, Rui Hachimura. He's back from that terrible groin injury and back on the court, which means to me the Wizards games are watchable again, Bryan.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. What he does is he allows us to stretch the floor, and we need that because for a while we're seeing lineups of Mahimi and Thomas Bryant on at the same time.
And I feel like he's growing into the NBA.
Hachimura is definitely playing like a wizard. He's not playing like a mogul, fellas.
I'm going to have to say it's not game time, it's Dame time. Why? Because the guy's averaging like 42 points a game over the last 9 games, just straight demolishing, pulling up from half court like it's nothing, almost like playoff Dame from last year. I'm looking at the Portland Trailblazers. Why? Because I think they're going to make a run at a bad seed in the playoffs, and they're going to sneak in and probably beat a team round 1.
Yeah, I'm noticing a theme here. Bryan is a low-key Blazers fan. A couple weeks ago, his player of the week was Carmelo Anthony. Now it's Dame time. Who's it going to be next? Myers Leonard?
No. I mean, I do think I like to root for underdogs, and when my team's out of it, my team's out of it.
Speaking of the Blazers, someone who's hot right now in the NHL, Alex Ovechkin. He had his 40th goal the other day on Tuesday, Tipsy Taco Tuesday for everybody. He has 11 seasons in the NHL. with 40 goals. One behind the legend, Wayne Gretzky. He just continues to flourish. He continues to lead this Washington Capitals team to higher and higher heights. They're going to get back to the playoffs. They have a chance at a Stanley Cup, and I'm really looking forward to Alex Ovechkin and those Capitals.
Will he inevitably break Wayne Gretzky's record?
If he's able to stay healthy, which he's been able to do, and he's on this same trajectory, yes, which is insane.
If you're not the biggest hockey fan like me, you gotta take advantage of this, though. The last few seasons of Alex Ovechkin have been almost as good as the first few years of Alex Ovechkin. He's still kicking, guys. And you know what? In Ovi's office, that slap shot is gold.
I agree. And if you've never been to a Washington Capitals hockey game, I don't care if you're a fan, I don't care if you're not a fan. It is absolutely electric in there. It's so fast-paced. It's such a joy to go. Go check them out before the playoffs.
Now we're going to try a new segment on the show, Tech Talk. The best, the worst, and most interesting things about modern technology. We're talking apps, phones, cameras, TVs, all that and more. And Bryan, I gotta get things started with my Wi-Fi issue on my phone. It seems like every time I leave my house, I hop on Pandora, or I'm trying to make a phone call to my man's James, be like, yo, James, what's cooking? And he's like, you know what? It's the croissants with extra butter. But I can't even pick up the phone, or I can't even get him to pick up the phone because I have no service when I leave my house. In 2020, the Wi-Fi should be good enough.
It's very simple. It's very simple. As you're leaving your house, just sign off of your Wi-Fi. Sometimes tech gets confused. It's not that smart. Plus, you got like the iPhone 6?
No, I got the iPhone 8, and you're telling me I have a smart TV but a dumb phone?
Yes, you do. Well, just flick it off. Sometimes your phone gets a little bit lost. It happens to me every single day. Because why? As soon as I leave my house, I'm throwing on Spotify. I'm rocking with, A$AP Rocky or something and just bumping music. But always tilts me when I can't play it right away. So now I've learned to switch Wi-Fi off when I leave. Good to go.
Speaking of phones, fellas, if we're looking here, I have a problem with the iPhone glass on the front of the phone. As you can continue to see, I have 4 screens. They're all cracked.
You might just have butter fingers.
I definitely have. You eating too much popcorn?
Definitely a big popcorn guy. But look, if I'm dropping this from like 3 feet and it just cracks and just shatters like a spider web, that's a problem. So I invested in a stock a couple years back called GTAT.
What? I invested in GTAT too.
No way.
Yeah, I lost $3,000.
Oh, I lost 500, so not as bad.
What? You guys are investing that much in random stocks?
So it wasn't a random stock. So this stock was specifically for Gorilla Glass, which is supposed to like hinder and not make these things crack as easily. And apparently with Apple, they had all these manufacturers, and it was just getting built out, and Apple had the timeline pushed up too much, and it just didn't work out. And I just saw this stock at $15 just.
We actually didn't even have a chance to sell.
Correct.
Because it just went bankrupt randomly one day, and we had no idea.
Yep.
And it's all Apple's fault, so you know what? I just went and invested in Apple. What's interesting now, though, in these new phones, is that the back can crack.
Oh, yeah.
So not only can you crack the front of your phone, now we can... Dang, man, you do have butterfingers. Get a case.
So there's nothing better than having an iPhone in your hand without a case. So that's why I live dangerously with this.
Now it's time for my favorite segment of the week, Guy Crush, Girl Crush. Who are the guys from Play to Win crushing on celebrities, athletes, public figures, someone we want to hang out with? Go out to a nice dinner at Pamplona. This week's theme is historical figures. Yeah, we're taking it to the past. Guys, I gotta get things started with Moses, representing for the Jewish people. He literally moved water with his hands, and you know, that wasn't enough? No, he threw plagues on the Egyptian pharaoh, and he led my people to the promised land. O Pharaoh, will you let my people go and be free and be the chosen ones?
Moses is great and all, but he didn't create basketball. James Naismith created the sport at 30 years old. That's younger than me. That's Joey's age. Joey's still out being a clown at 30. And this guy's creating basketball, PE teacher. Just a legend, someone that I look up to as my Jesus.
Well, here's a fun fact from behind the glass. The very first basketball game ever played was played with peach baskets instead of the traditional basket that you know today. They were 10 feet in the air. Once the ball hit the basket, it was too tall. They didn't have ladders high enough to reach it. So the game was 1-0, and it ended. Most of the time was spent getting the ball out of the basket.
That was Rob Ford, winner of the week from episode 4. Who is your guy crush?
Another legend, the 16th president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. This guy, we all know the accolades. We know the Gettysburg Address. We know everything, all of that. I wanted to ask you guys, since this is a little bit of a sports show, this man was 6'4", 6'9" with his top hat. Could this man play in the league? The NFL is what I'm asking. As a tight end, could he have been a Gronk?
The Redskins are about to sign Greg Olsen, so yeah, he could play tight end for the Washington Redskins.
I'm going to say he would have been a good small forward. Like, I want him triple threat around the arc.
I mean, this guy definitely could pop some threes. And one of the coolest things about him, Probably people don't know about this. Fun Abe Lincoln fact. I know we're all very excited about this. He never won an election until he won the presidential election in any sort of political affiliation. So it's really cool. And I've dressed up as Abe Lincoln for Halloween. Had the nice beard going. It was fantastic. Big Abe guy. But for the girl crush, I'm going to kick it 900 years back from Abe Lincoln. I'm going back to Russia. The Kievs. St. Olga of Kiev.
I don't know anything about her.
Well, I'm going to teach you because I was a history major in college, and we're going to dive in a little bit here. So I had to take a Russian history class. It was really cool. This lady was an absolute bad bitch, okay? St. Olga of Kiev, and the year her husband Igor died, murdered, destroyed by the Drevelians. Who? The Drevelians, okay? She had 20 people come and woo her to be her next husband. You know what she did, Brian? She had them buried alive. She also sent out her army to burn down the Drevelians' family's housing, and anybody who got away, she had them chased down and murdered. That's my crush of the week.
I'm bringing it back to you, the United States of America, Eleanor Roosevelt. She loved field hockey, so she's a big sports girl.
Can we fact check that?
But she did.
She did.
But not only that, but she just pioneered a lot for women. They used to have like closed door, women only press conferences, just a lot of different things. She's actually basically was president while her husband was struggling.
In the third term, yeah.
And she served as the longest first lady of all time. She's a gem. I'd take her on a date.
So I should have known that when I went with historical figures that Joey was going to try to one-up me, but can he beat Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein, the greatest horror movie and book of all time? She created it. And you know how she did? She was at her lake house with her husband, Percy Shelley, and they were around the campfire, and he said, let's create a ghost story. Spoiler, Frankenstein's not a ghost story, but it still scared the crap out of everyone in England. And look, to this day, it's still scary, and Young Frankenstein is one of the greatest comedies of all time. Now it's time for Netflix. What are the guys from Play to Win watching on HBO Go, Hulu, Amazon, Apple Plus, Disney Plus, all the streaming services, Redbox, and more. Brian, this week's theme, though, is the new HBO Go lineup.
HBO is a juggernaut. We all, like everyone, most people, not Joey, watch like every single HBO
Oh, I've never
show.
missed an episode of Curb.
So, which is out right now. So they've done a really good job of kind of pairing old school HBO to brand new shows. We're going to start off with Avenue 5. Recently we talked about Lost in Space. This show is more of a waste of space. Don't really love it. Doesn't really make me laugh. Have you seen an episode?
Yeah, so they brought in Hugh Laurie, and he was great in House. Can't stop House. But in this show, it bombs. It's like the funny part is people getting lost in space or dying. What kind of drugs are you on that's funny?
It doesn't really hit right. It makes me fall asleep. That's not what you want of a 30-minute comedy. Let's move it right on to The Outsiders. Supernatural show written by Stephen King. It's a little bit too, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. I know you've just watched the first episode. What did you think?
Yeah, no, I liked it. I liked the first episode. I'm intrigued by how it ended. I'm looking forward to where it goes from here. I can definitely see that there's going to be some supernatural vibes. I like that kind of stuff. So I'm excited. It has a little bit of weird tones because Jason Bateman, I like him more in a comedic role rather than a serious.
I will watch anything Jason Bateman. I go through Ozark anytime it's available.
Yeah, and so I haven't checked out Ozark, but it's something I will eventually check out. But of course, like Arrested Development, that's where I started liking Jason Bateman. So I'll probably next week on Netflix, I'll probably give you a better update on where I am with Outsiders and see how it is.
Yeah, it's good. It's not great.
Play to Win is brought to you by Pamplona, located in the heart of Clarendon, Virginia. It's my favorite place to go. And if you haven't had the watermelon sangria, it's delicious.
Man, you know what I'm missing right now? Take me back, Adam. I want to gnaw on the bone, get the ribeye, under $30. It's delicious. I just like to sit there and chew, and it's kind of an upscale restaurant.
Winner of the Week is a segment on the show where we highlight and thank people who came to our shows, maybe guest of the show, or a public figure who did something nice for us.
And our winner of the week, James Manilel. He's in studio. Look at this man. Let's give him a round of applause.
Hey, thank you.
So this man, winner of the week, why is he the winner of the week, guys? He helps produce our show. He shows up to all of our events. He's definitely our boy. He also shows up fresh every single time. He has some sick kicks, always wearing the Yeezys. But Brian, he didn't wear them on Sunday.
He did not. And actually, did you, James? Did you rock Yeezys at Super Bowl Sunday?
No, I didn't.
I wore them just for you. I thought we were going to be twinning. But guess what? They got dirty. So how can you possibly rock them and let them get dirty? Do you immediately go home and scrub the soles?
With the white ones, you just have to let them get dirty.
That's
It adds
crazy.
to the character of the shoe.
I'm going to compliment you now because, again, you're rocking Carhartt. You must have a hookup. There's no way that James just like sought out Carhartt and started rocking it.
Oh yeah, so my roommate works at Carhartt in National Harbor. If you ever need that 50% off, go see him, Nathan Robbins.
50%?
50% off, yeah.
They
Employee
make the
discount.
warmest gear. Like, it could look like a hoodie, but it's keeping you warm in Appalachian
Let
Mountains.
me touch it.
This is a rain defender, so if you get water on it,
It just
comes right off.
drips off, just
Yeah.
like Rain X on my car, my
Easy.
2007 Toyota Corolla.
When you heard that you were going to be winner of the week, were you shocked?
was shocked. I was a little nervous, and Adam said to come in on the show. I said I'm not really a podcast guy, but I'll come. I love the momentum that Play to Win has been building over the last couple months, right? Since that first show at GOAT, we've been killing it. Got people coming out to every event, and the podcast has been doing great. Adam and I go way back, probably freshman year at college. Met him at a party, and then I ended up living with this guy.
How was he to live with? Talk to me about this.
Let me just tell you, every morning he would probably come jump on my bed and wake me up.
He's always. So are you a sleeper? Like you sleep?
Yeah.
Late? Okay.
No. Adam had this thing where he had 4 beds stacked up.
What?
Literally, and he would always be like, James, come hop on bed with me. Watch the basketball game, watch the football game. We would just sit up on his bed, 4 beds stacked up.
What, so you're just elevated even higher, and you're looking down on the television watching the game. Okay, I don't hate that move.
Cuddling on the bed?
Was there a little cuddles?
No cuddles.
Did you guys share a
cuddles.
blanket?
Because he's kind of smelly, so I don't know how close you got to him, but...
Did you far away. Sometimes stick the other bed on the other side of the room.
Shout out to the bearded goat for this fresh haircut, guys. Got me looking good. For Bryan Lawrence, Joey DeRosa, I'm Adam Epstein. Play to win.
Game winners who choke, interviews with the coach, and anonymous quotes, winning records to lose, and all-star snubs to MVP.